Did you know that today in America, over 85% of our enrolled college and university students are considered non-traditional students? So who are you calling non-traditional anyway? I am over 25 years old. I am the parent of 5 children. I attend class only online. I've been out of high school for 22 years. I have held several full-time and part-time jobs in that time, and I am commonly known as a non-traditional student. This brings to mind a question. When you consider that 85% of other college students in 2009 in the United States, according to Department of Education statistics, were what is commonly known as a non-traditional student, does that definition need to change? Here are some more facts for you. Today's college students don't get right out of high school, live with mom and dad the entire time they're enrolled in a 4-year university, and then live in a dorm with other students just like them. Today's college students fit these facts. 38% of those enrolled are over the age of 25. Nearly 1/4 of United States enrolled college students in 2009 were parents. About 40% of those students are only enrolled part-time. 1/3 of undergraduates are working full-time. 44% of undergraduates work part-time. The true definition of a non-traditional college student seems to be exactly the opposite of what we assume it is. But why does that matter? Most scholarships on college campuses or in universities are only available to a traditional student. That means that if you're over the age of 25, you probably don't qualify. It means that unless you're still a high school senior, when you apply for that scholarship, you don't qualify. So all the money that's available in scholarships on our college and university campuses, that money is not available for 85% of those students. Courses, even those that are online courses, are designed with the traditional college student in mind. Financial aid is often only available for a full-time student. I know at my college I have to be able to carry a full-time course load to be able to qualify for all of my financial aid. And without my financial aid, I can't go to college. So regardless what else is going on in my life, I have to be a full-time college student. On our university campuses, housing is only available in general for single college students that have no children. So all of those options that you consider a part of the college experience, for 85% of those enrolled, they're not even an option. So what can colleges and universities do to help those students, which is most of their enrolled class structure? Open scholarships up to all students. Take away those criteria that take so many of us out of the equation. You'll still have departmental scholarships that are only for those in your department. You'll still have scholarships that are for certain minorities or for certain certain other groups, and that's fine. I'm not saying get rid of all criteria for scholarships, but if the criteria is that you have to be a traditional college student, you have to have just graduated, you have to be enrolled full-time, you have to live on campus, those criteria just aren't fair when you look at today's college student enrollment. Keep the adult learner in mind when you're designing your courses. You have to keep in mind that a lot of our students today have been out of high school for so long that general study skills have been forgotten, that they don't even know some of the things that are being taught on high school campuses today because it's not the way we were taught when we went to high school. Work on new housing options for married students. Work on housing options for single students that have children. Daycare available on university and college campuses would be a wonderful thing that our universities and colleges could do to help. Utilize prior learning assessments, otherwise known as PLAs. A PLA is a test that you are able to take before you enroll in your college courses that gives you credit, college credit, for the things that you have learned from living your life, all those skills that you got from working different jobs, from just doing independent study, because if you're like me, you read a lot, and there are a lot of things you learn throughout your life that we don't get credit for when we go back to college. So some of the basic courses that we're taking, we probably really don't need to take, but we have no option because our college does not offer PLAs. What can state and the federal government do to help? Make funding, that means financial aid, grants, student loans, make it available for all students, regardless of part-time status, if they're also working. I understand that there have to be criteria, but if a part-time student is part-time because they're also holding down a full-time job just to pay their family's bills, unless they can qualify for student loans and grants, they can't go back to college. Review our welfare program criteria to ensure that college students that need help are eligible. I know right now in our state that you have to be able to work part-time to get, if you're a college student, you have to work part-time to be able to get any welfare assistance, which is great unless you're a full-time college student who is also the parent of a young child that is not at school age, because then either you have to go ahead and work or pay daycare, which means that you don't get the option of raising your child until the age of 5, or you can't qualify for any help from the government. It seems easy to understand when you consider all of this that the definition of the term non-traditional student really does need to change. Students that are in college and are working full-time jobs are also very much less likely to get their degree within 6 years. This is also according to U.S. Department of Education statistics from 2009 study. So when you consider all of these things, I hope that you understand why I think that what used to be non-traditional has become our new traditional college student.